Good morning, guys. Oh, man. It is, what time is it? 7:30. I got up at 7 o'clock. That's what time I have my alarm set for. It seems to be a good time for me. But I'll tell you, yesterday was so stressful. I try not to let it get to me, but at the end of the day, I just had a meltdown. I'll just say it that way. And I don't mean like went crazy or anything. Didn't get all cray-cray, as they say. Did say. I don't know what they say anymore these days. I have allergy problems. Hi, bird. So anyway, the stress of yesterday, because with the storms coming in, we never actually had a tornado touch down in our area, or in our town. Have not done that. It's been all the way around, like I've said before, but never in town. But they were but on the radio thing that we were listening to, it was making it sound so terrible. And then it started talking about how there was a tornado at VU, Vincent's University. There was a tornado. And they were saying exactly where it was touched down at, and I'm like, really? There was a tornado in Vincent's? I mean, not like that's a shocker. It's happened before, but I mean, it's not that far away. And then it was talking about how it was going to go here and all this other stuff, and I'm like, well then, whenever my husband turned on the news thing, they were going, oh, well, it's going to let this tornado thing die down. We're just going to let that go. And like, it was not that big a deal. I mean, it was just some heavy weather. And then I was like, that's good. I guess because I've lived in this state very much all my life, with the exception of being married to my husband. So of my 56 years of my life, 55 years of my life, I'll be 56 in September, but my 55 years of life, 30 or less than 30 of them, oh, the sun, isn't that beautiful? Hi. Anyway, I'd say possibly half. Yeah. No, not even half of my life. I mean, I grew up in Indiana, and mostly northern Indiana, up in around Fort Wayne area. I lived in Fort Wayne, and then we moved north to DeKalb County in a little tiny town called St. Joe, and that was after when they were going to start busing kids in Fort Wayne. And my mom wasn't against busing the kids. The problem my mom had is our situation, not our financial, but our living situation was we had a vehicle. I was just a little kid, but we only had a vehicle, and my dad worked for International Harvester in Fort Wayne. And so, I mean, you're probably wondering how this is getting attached to this, and I'll tell you. But anyway, so, but when they started busing, they decided they were going to use our area of town where we would live, in our streets, of the kids on our street and others. They were going to be busing those kids all the way on the other side of Fort Wayne, which my mom didn't care so much about that, with the exception of, how is my mom supposed to get to the school if there's a problem? We had a vehicle. My mom we were a nuclear family. My mom stayed home. She didn't work out of the house. I mean, she did Avon, but I mean, she was she was a wife, a housewife. She cooked and cleaned and took care of the kids and, you know, did that kind of stuff. Did the groceries and things. My dad was the one that took out the trash and worked and mowed the lawn, that kind of thing. My mom did the mowing too, but I mean, the house stuff was my mom's stuff, you know, and we were in the nuclear family. So mom was like, I don't want my kids bust all over to the other side of the city. So anyway, we were like, we have to move. They were like, we have to move. So we moved to a little tiny town in St. Joe. In between that, we lived in Oaktown because our house in Fort Wayne sold. And then we had to find a place to live. So my dad took vacation. I do believe that's how this happened. My dad took vacation. And we were waiting on our house in St. Joe to close to be able for us to move there. So in between that, we stayed in Oaktown, Indiana, which is down here, not too far from here, where I'm at now, down south of Indianapolis. But anyway, we lived there for a while, for one school season. I think it was my 2nd grade year. Oh my gosh, I hated that school. It was open classrooms. Oh, it was so awful. I was used to classrooms. You get to this place and they had dividers up for between classes, and they didn't close all the way like it was a continual wall. It was like, here's a cabinet, and there's a big gap between. You could walk, and I could see the other kids in the other classroom. You could hear the other teachers talking. You could talk to the other kids in the other classroom. You could pass notes to the other kids in the class. It was crazy. Hated that school. Hated that school. I did awful. With a kid like me, it was awful. Back in my time, you know, when I was a kid, ADD wasn't a thing. You know what I'm saying? And I have ADD. I have attention deficit disorder. And if you don't, you can tell that by my videos, I'm sure. I've never been officially diagnosed, but my son has been. And yeah, I'm that. Probably a little bit, well, when I was younger, probably hyperactivity. But you know what? No, I don't even go with the hyperactivity because I was a kid and I was like, hi, son. Anyway, I was a kid. Goodness. Hello. That feels good, though. Makes you feel happy inside. But anyway, it really brings out my dimple. I got Cabbage Patch dimples. Hi, birds. Hello, all the birdies. Hi. Hello, birdies. Anyway, but back when I was a kid, hyperactivity was, I mean, your kid's hyper, but it wasn't like a diagnosis that they had to pump you full of whatever. It wasn't being hyper wasn't a diagnosis. Being hyper was your kid. So you like bounce around like a dang, you had ants in your pants, or you were like a Mexican jumping bean, or, you know, that kind of stuff. But ADD, that wasn't I'm Gen X. That wasn't a thing. There was no, I mean, really, honestly, and autism really wasn't that deep. I mean, like, it was around because my mom had a friend in Fort Wayne whose son was autistic. But you could have probably met 50 people. You could have lined up 50 people and not had an autistic person. You know, I mean, it's like, it wasn't as rampant as it is now. Is that the word I need to use? It wasn't as around. I mean, there wasn't that many children with it. And maybe because they weren't diagnosing them with it or what, I don't know. But personally, I think it's in the food. It's in the preservatives and the food and all that, all the things, as my friend Jacqueline would say. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so, and then from Fort Wayne, we moved to St. Joe. From Oaktown, we moved on to St. Joe. And then St. Joe, I lived in multiple towns up north. And then I lived in El Paso, Texas. I'm not a big fan. Sorry to those of you who live in El Paso. Cheers to you. But if you weren't born and raised there, I don't think it's a really attractive place for people that don't know nothing. I mean, if you were born and raised there, you're going to like that place. I mean, most people do. That's your hometown. But if you're transplanted there, militarily, yeah, it's not a whole lot, not a lot going on down there. I mean, not really. That, or maybe it was because of who I was married to at the time. Sorry for it's windy, so, or breezy, I should say. Anyway, so lived there, moved back to Indiana. I've lived in Ohio. Yeah, now I'm back in Indiana again. Now I'm down south. But my point of the whole thing is my husband lived in Pennsylvania. And then from Pennsylvania, he lived in England and Japan and Florida and Idaho. Oh, I forgot I lived in Idaho, that too. Oh, how do you forget that? Well, I didn't have tornadoes in Idaho. Didn't have, the only thing we had problem there, oh my God, I lived through a huge dust storm. That was crazy. Gave me off the Dust Bowl vibes from back in the history, you know, but it wasn't that bad. But it was pretty bad. But, I mean, my husband's lived in Japan. He's lived in England. He's lived in Florida, he's from Pennsylvania and Idaho. I don't know if he's lived anywhere else. I don't think he's lived anywhere else. But anyway, so he's never had to deal with this type of weather. Like, never, like, been in this type of weather. I mean, he's been through typhoons in Japan, but it's set up for that. Like, I think that if we built homes like in Florida, like they do in Japan for typhoons, you wouldn't have so much problem with the hurricanes. But I don't know. I could be wrong. But I don't know. I think, what if they built all homes like that to withstand typhoons? Maybe. I have a mourning dove down here on my road crying. And what's funny is they don't really do anything. You would, like, some birds, like, open their mouth and tweet, tweet, tweet. The only way you know that that thing's doing that is it makes this weird, it goes like this, and its abdomen gets, it's like, you know how they're kind of chunky looking? Well, they make themselves look real skinny in the chest when they do it. And then here's another one for you. I ain't gonna lie. I was this many years old when I found out that mourning dove wasn't morning, M-O-R-N-I-N-G, like good morning. It was mourning like mourning death. And then that call is their call, which sounds like they're mourning, like they're crying. Sitting on my fence post now. But anyway, I digress. So anyway, basically what I'm trying to say is I've dealt with Indiana weather before. And been out here at my grandparents' house so many times in my life that I'm just used to it. I worry about the weather, but I don't worry about the weather. Like, my thing is, like, it's like, I guess I'm more like, if it's going on right now, I gotta take care of it. So if the tornado is seen, then we take shelter. if the tornadoes like could possibly be, you kind of just keep an eye on it, sort of, you know, just kind of check things out. But if it's seen, Sally, where'd you go, Bubba? Sally, where'd Sally go? Did you go back in the house? Hi, Pika. Alright, I guess she went back in the house. I thought she was over there laying down. She's not out here no more. So anyway, but you know, and it's a little different, I guess, when you own your own home. You worry about it. But we were doing yesterday. We were both stressed during our video. My video, we were doing canning the pickles. Oh my gosh, you had to have seen the stress. I mean, it was like I was trying to keep it together. I wasn't doing a very good job. Neither was Randy. But he was paranoid about the weather, and I was concerned about the weather, but I wasn't like on edge about the weather so much. But he was paranoid about the weather, and so he was focused on that, and also trying to focus on canning. I was focused on canning, and also, you know, paying attention to weather. Nasty. But I put it up there anyway. There's us. That's it. That's us in a nutshell, pretty much. My son, my youngest son, he always says, "Dang, Mom, you and Randy should record you guys just your normal life." He goes, "You guys are crazy." And see, now, I don't even know if I can use that word because I don't know what's apropos in this world anymore. Because to me, you know, my lingo, crazy's like not like certifiably, you know, mental problem. My crazy's like, wow, that's crazy. Like, that is cool, or silly, or out of control. You know, it's not a bad thing. Or that's crazy, like, what? Like, so-and-so, there was an accident, and look at this car, and nobody even got a scratch. I'm like, dang, that's crazy. You know, because you're like, that can't be real, basically. You know, it depends on, I mean, it's one of those things. Like the term dude. Dude can be like, dude. You need the facial expression, you need the tone of your voice, and all that stuff. So if you listen to somebody saying something, I mean, there's a lot of people that's taking people's words that they speak, like, to the literal, times 50 million, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy stuff. It's like that. It's just like, what? Just like that, you know? Because if I go, what means what? Like, what did you just say? But if I go, that's crazy stuff, like, what? You know, like, that is the whole presentation of the word means something other than what the actual word means. The English language is, by far, other than Mandarin Chinese, I think the English language in the United States anyway is like super like hard to learn because there's so much slang. There's so many different types of things, and this is why my ADD is a thing. I'm all over the place, right? That, and I just woke up and just talking. If you were here talking back with me and asking me any questions, I'd be irate. I'm just going to say, because I'm not a morning person with you to be talking to me about nothing. You can talk to me. We're not discussing anything. Because I'm not that type of girl. But anyway. So, this is why I have a hard time. Like, I don't know. I figure sometime I'm going to upset the UT gods. And I'm going to say a word. I mean, I've already had that happen. I was discussing my opinions, my thoughts and opinions, and basically kind of concerns about something a long time ago, back in the day when you couldn't say certain words, like, you know, that kind of stuff. The beep, 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 beep. You couldn't talk about that kind of stuff. Well, hello there. Glad for you to join us, Sally. Sally, she's getting so big. Come here. She's getting so big. Come here. Come here, Sally. Come on. Get up here. Come on. You can get up here. Come on. There you go. She's getting so big. Look at her ass. She's getting big. Woo. Oh, and if you hold her too long, she's fussy. She's fussy. Oh, and she lost, you saw my video. She lost her tooth yesterday. Didn't you? Yeah, you did. You did. But she got her big girl teeth now. She's getting them big girl teeth. Show me your big girl teeth. Show me big girl teeth. You don't. Ah. Hang on a minute. Boop. Praise Jesus, that didn't break shit. Okay. My alarm clock. Alrighty then. Cowbirds are coming in. Gnat in my pant leg. It's like, what the heck's bouncing around? But anyway. But yeah, I got my video taken down because I was discussing things, medical conditions that I don't know anything. You know, I'm not a doctor, and I can't do anything. It's like, what, I can't have an opinion, a thought, an idea? Lord mercy, I'm human. There isn't a human on this planet that don't have an opinion, a thought, an idea. An emotion. I don't know. Anyway. So that's that. Oh, and yeah, and so, but yeah. Anyway. So, but my son said, oh, I think it'd be really funny if you guys did your own video of just recording your whole day. Just put the camera up and just record you guys like in the kitchen making something, or outside doing something, or just sitting around the campfire, or just sitting on the front porch like right now. Usually, if I'm not recording this video, my husband would be sitting out here and we'd be drinking a cup of coffee and just discussing what's going on in the world and what's going on in the neighborhood and things like that. Just chatter, just kind of passing time until he starts asking me questions about, what do you think about this, that, and the other, and then I just get irate. I mean, I'm okay with a couple questions, but if you just start like, what about this, or how about that, or what about what? Stop! I'm not awake. The birds are in force. They're kind of fussy with me right now. Actually, they're probably having a good time out in the grass because it's rained. It rained so nice yesterday. I mean, like, so nice. I put all my house plants. I don't have a lot of house plants, but I put my house plant and stuff like that out in the rain, and they got actual rain. And our garden got actual rain. Praise Jesus. It's God's rain, not man-made rain. I'm not going near them. Well, hi, little goldfinch. Bye, little goldfinch. Hello, little goldfinch. Hello, you can come and eat. Nobody's going to bother you. Used to, I'd sit out here a lot. Like in the spring and fall, I sit out here, and the birds get used to me sitting here, and they'll come and feed on the feeders. It's like right there on the other side of my little thing. But now they're not used to me sitting here, so they're out at the other feeders. I have feeders under my little canopy thing here, awning, so that they can feed and stuff when it's snowing and raining. And oh, honey, come on in. You can come in. It's okay. It's a little goldfinch. Wild canary, some people call them. Anyway, but I got the house wrens. which are a nuisance, but they're cute. Cowbirds, house wrens, and cardinals. I have doves around here somewhere. I don't know where they went. They're around here somewhere. And then now I've got a goldfinch. The cowbirds are eating worms. Oh, see, they love it. They're eating the worms off the ground. I'd show you, but I can't. And the house wrens are, no, Sally, don't you dare. The house wrens are like fighting each other over the food. It's like, dude, there's plenty. Sally, no. No. Quit. You're not going down there. Leave it. Leave it. Leave it. Training a dog. A beagle at that. It's like training a brick. Well, her head's like a brick. Like breaking the shell of her skull. Her skull's like a brick. And I don't mean this like I'm hurting the dog. I'm saying like penetration wise. It's like her head's made of lead. Sally, no. Leave it. Oh. Leave it. Psst. Nope. So anyway. Her brain, which is highly intelligent, is surrounded by titanium or brick or lead or whatever. And it's hard to penetrate. You got to find the right cue, the right whatever that works with her. And going, I ain't going to do it right now because she's sniffing like she has to go to the bathroom. So I'll just leave her to do her bathroom business real quick. But that works for her. Like, that brings her back to me in her brain. She stops and looks right at me. And like if I go, that brings her. So she does really well with fetch. So she does her return is great. Her recall is good if you do the right noises. And the kissy kissy noise is a good one. If you want her to stop looking at something, you go, psst, psst. She keeps going, psst, psst. No. She also knows no. Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? You crazy little thing. It's with Pika. Pika's hard. I mean, like when we had the border collie, that wasn't bad. He was very attentive, very paid attention to whatever you were saying. Was a pleasinger dog. He wanted to please you all the time. Most dogs are that way. They want to please you for the most part. Most dogs. Not all dogs. I love when people broad stroke a dog. I've seen that on, I'll tell you that in a minute. But my border collie, I found that the herding breeds seem to be more versatile and intelligent as far as, you know, I know there's other intelligent dogs. I'm not outcasting them. This is what I've never owned a poodle, okay? So I can't talk on poodles. I've owned Rottweilers. I've owned herding dogs, collies. So I've had rough coat collies. I've had border collie. I've had huskies, Dalmatian, beagle now. Let's see. What else? Rat terrier, miniature pinscher, a Shar-Pei rot mix. Not a good combo. Not headed from hell. What else have I had? Shepherds. We had an Irish setter. I love Irish setters. Had an Irish setter when I was a kid. Beautiful dogs. You don't see them around anymore. If I could get an Irish setter puppy, not head though. Not head. Same with the beagles. It's a hunting dog thing, I think. I think it's a hunting dog thing. Lab. I've had lab. They're okay. I mean, they're all right. They're not a bad dog. I don't like Cocker Spaniels. I don't like Dachshunds and or Dachshund, however you want to say it. I don't like, what other, man? I like Chihuahuas depending on who owns them. Because I had a friend that had Chihuahuas and I wanted to drop kick her dogs. Maybe I should have drop kicked her. Figuratively speaking, of course. But then I had another friend that had Chihuahuas and they were the best dogs ever. I've had pit bulls. Yeah, I've had all kinds of dogs in my life. And mutts, mixes. And I will say, of all the dogs I've owned, the herding breed, that's my dogs right there. Love the herding breeds. They just are smart and intelligent. Their recall is on point. They're just really, really good dogs for the most part. For the most part, the breed is very amazing. And the mixes of. Corgis, on the other hand, amazing dogs, super smart, intelligent, with a diva attitude, okay? So they're the only ones that got the high maintenance. I call them the high maintenance diva dog, is a Corgi. In the herding breed. Now, Pika is a Border Collie Corgi mix. So he's got that Border Collie thing. He's all Border Collie like mine, with a freaking Corgi attitude with the divaness. So if you get too close to his tail, he's fussy. If you this, he's fussy. He's very fussy about his pretty fur. And he's very fussy about his pretty tail. And yeah, I'm talking about you. He's a good boy though. But he's such a good boy. Like, really, Sally? But anyway, he's a good dog. He's a good boy. She's a good dog. Just like I said, though, her brain is encased in this impenetrable skull that apparently has a hole in it, like a soft spot where you can get information in and train. But you have to wait till it and it rotates. So it's like you know, whenever they're shooting a rocket into space, or they have to wait till there's an opening so they can get through without destroying the rocket or whatever. That's her. So if you're trying to get information into the head, you got to wait for it to turn, and then when you find that open space, you're like, get as much as you can. That's her. Because holy jeepers. Like, in the morning, I let her out to go to the bathroom, and she's got to go to the bathroom. She's like whining in her crate, like, I need out, I need out, I need out. Let her out, she runs right outside and then stops on the porch and just sits there like, okay, I'll stretch, I'll do this. What are you talking about? Didn't you stretch and stuff beforehand? You've been up for 5 minutes, whining in your crate, wanting out. And so you let her out here, and then she's like moseying around, and hey, no. But then she goes off the porch. Then she goes off the porch, and she stands there in the grass and looks at you like, go to the bathroom. I literally have to tell her like 15 times, go Potty. And so anyway, and then she'll go, and then she'll just sit there, like she'll pee, and then she'll just sit there like, now what? And or stand, whatever. She just doesn't do anything. She just looks at you like, now what am I supposed to do? I'm like, it's in your head, figure it out. And then all of a sudden it clicks in her head, and she'll start sniffing around, and then she'll go doing the doodles. She'll poop. But it's like let's do this, come on. And Pickett just ain't. Like, we've been up since 7. He ain't went to the bathroom yet. He ain't been off the porch, outside of the house. I mean, he's been out on the deck. He's been out here. But he ain't been out in the grass to go to the bathroom. She's been out a lot. Right now, she's trying to figure out how to jump off the porch with me sitting here. Hey, no. And with her, I either have to snap at her, tap her on the ass to get her attention. She's like ADD. The beagle. It's the hunting dog thing, I'm telling you. Like, it's like she's very, 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 very nosy. So she's constantly like, you could be doing something with her and she just stops and like looks at something else. If you're throwing fetch, if you're throwing the ball, she'll be running back with the ball to come back to you. And she'll just stop and drop the ball and walk off somewhere else. And you're like, what are you doing? And then she'll do whatever. But she's not stupid because she'll get done whatever it is she's looking for, and run right back to the ball, grab it, and come right back to you. You don't even have to say anything to her. She'll just do it. Because she knows she was in the middle of this, but I got to take care of this, and then I'm going to go back to it. So she's not real ADD because she can come back to it. But she's... Hey, Pika. Hey, Pika, come here. You want to say hi to everybody? Come here. Come here. Hang on, I got to pick him up. And I got to do it a specific way because he's so fancy. Come here, Pika. Stand up. Thank you. Here we go. Here's Pika. He's here. He's here. Say hi to everybody. Look at him in the sunshine. He's a majestic boy. He's a majestic boy. He's my bubba. Yes, so much. He's my good boy. Okay, you can go back down. I know. I touched you wrong. Oh. And that happens. He's eating Sally's face right now. He literally has his mouth like, and her nose is like this. And he's like, oh, at her. That's because she's smacking him in the face. Like she's like, whack, whack. And he's getting fussy with her. He mothers her. And it's funny because it sounds, a lot of people are like, oh my God, what's going on? It's like, they're fine. Even when they're not, even when he gets mad at her. Because if she whimpers, like in pain, if something happens, like if the cat swipes her ass because she's being a nudge, she ain't figured it out that them claws can really, really hurt, apparently. So anyway, she whimpers. Here comes Pika Man. Like, he's right on top of it. You know, because, like, what happened? What happened? What happened? What happened? What happened? What happened to you? What happened? What happened? Look at them pretty, pretty teethers. Look at them pretty teethers. Yeah, look at them. Hey, look at me a minute. Is it? Oh, you still have it. She has her bottom teeth are forward. She's got an overbite or underbite or whatever bite, whatever the bite is. Whatever that bite is, you have it. Yes. But anyway, I should have looked at her mouth first. Hope that don't cause her problems later in life. I don't like a dog with bad teeth. Anyway, but yeah, I think my favorite dogs are the herding dogs. Herding dogs. I like this beagle only because I have her. I would future, not another one. Will only be with, and I'm at the point now. It's like I don't even care. I'm only gonna go with herding dogs from this point forward. And I know there's not a lot of small herding dogs. So other than the corgi, but yeah, no, not. So anyway, my apologies for my canning video. If anyone was like felt a little like watching it, try to keep it as calm as possible. I was also frustrated with that camera that I downloaded from my other phone. I hate it. Because my problem is like this camera here, I can pause it. Like I can sit here and go, okay, hang on a second, and then come back to it. You know? But that other one, I can't pause it. Like there's no pause. If I shut it off, it's off. So I can't go, oh, hang on, I got a phone call or nothing like that. If I pause it, then it just, there's no pause. It's like just on or off. And it's that phone. It's just that phone. And I don't think the other one, I don't know if the other video camera does or not. The one I downloaded didn't. I think the one that comes with it does. That's what, I know what it is. The other camera on the other phone, it doesn't let me switch. Like this one here lets me do this here. And see, now you can see my bird feeder or whatever. And then to me. And then I'm back here. This one does that. That one does not do that on the other camera. So I downloaded one so that I'd be able to do that. And I don't think it did that either. But it doesn't pause, which is to me bizarre town. Like, I don't know. Truthfully, what I need is a video camera that I can put on this, actual video camera. Unfortunately, I can't afford one. And I'm not even joking about that. We're dealing with some other stuff. I'm not lying. The situation today in this situation, I mean, I was just talking to somebody the other day. I'm like, my husband retired in 2008 or 9. I mean, no, 2008. He retired in 2008, and then got put on 100% disability in 2011. We spent good part of almost 4 years, close to 4 years, fighting the VA to get his disability. Finally got his disability, and they backdated it enough that we got hey, mouthy. Hey, no. Anyway, finally got his back pay from disability, and was able to, put up a little bit of a buffer zone for us, and pay off some debts that we had. I don't know about debts, but hey, enough. But like pay off our car, that kind of stuff, But lower our debt, and then put money back. Oh, and we were able to do some renovation to the house we were in. And then, but from 2011, what I'm getting at, from 2011 until 2023, 22, into 22, 23 area, we were fine. Well, actually, 21. Yeah, when the whole pandemic started. 2020? 2020. Yeah, I might as well go there. So from 2011 to 2020, we were great. Everything was wonderful. I mean, but we had money in the bank. We were paying our bills. We were living good. We were still doing things. We were enjoying our lives. And when I was able to have a job, any money that I made from working, we used it for doing whatever we wanted to do. And then that way, Randy could just keep the rest of his pay that didn't go for bills, our normal bills, would go in the savings, right? We just keep saving it. Well, then we moved here in 2019, and that's when the goat really started. When we first moved here in 2019, we were fine. We had nice thick padding to fall on. Financially, we were good. Just sold our house in Idaho for a profit, and just sitting on it. We paid cash for this property with the sale of our other house. Everything was fine. So, but then here comes the issues. We needed this done. They wanted cash. We needed this done. They wanted cash. We needed this done. They needed cash. Everybody wanted cash. And I'd be like, we take a check, but that's out of our bank account. I was like, ugh. So anyway, this area really did a number on us. The area we live in, as far as financially, it started. That's where it really, really started. But we were starting to get back from it. We were starting to bounce back from it, and then the whole thing happened in 2020. The whole thing started. And the world went crazy. Like, the world just went off its rocker. And then, so now, fast forward to today, we have fun trying to figure out and make sure that we have the money to buy our groceries. Man, I'm not like trying to poor mouth at all. I mean, like anything you see me making, all so far, everything you see me make, I have the yarn already. Because remember, we were living great before we moved here. Before 2020, we were doing great. We got a little hiccup in 2019 because of the way they do things here. Everybody wants cash. Nobody would want to take a credit card, and it was just ridiculous. But this is a more rural area, and a lot of people, they'd rather have a check or credit card or check or cash, because around here most places are cash is king, handshake, all that stuff. They're not very, they know what credit cards are, but they just don't have that technology in their situation. But now there's a lot of places now it does the whole square and all that. But anyway, back to what I was saying. It's not that they don't know what the stuff is. They're not Neanderthals. They just don't care to have that. They don't trust it, which they shouldn't. But it is what it is. So anyway, but now it's like to buy groceries, I can't afford them. Holy crap. So we decide we're going to have a garden. And what we're using and what we have is what we have. I haven't really went out and bought anything to can. It's stuff that we've had, like canning jars, canning lids, canning rings, the spices I have on hand already from my spice cabinet, which is the size of ginormous. And then I got the only thing I did buy is kosher salt, and it was on clearance. We buy what we're trying, and it's really hard because we got to where if I wanted Tide laundry detergent, that's what I bought. Now that's not what we do. Now it's like, man, I can't afford Tide. So I invested into sheets, and I bought a year's supply of them a while back when we were in lockdown. When the United States was in lockdown, not in us. Maybe probably supposed to have been, but no. But anyway, we bought the sheets, a year's supply of them. So I'm resorting to those. Those are my fallbacks to wash my clothes because I can't afford to buy. I can afford to buy it, but I can't afford to buy it. Does that make any sense? So right now it's like we have to pick and choose which is most important. What's the most important thing? Wants and needs, and maybes. The maybes we don't, Before it's like you want Tide, buy Tide. You want Miracle Whip, buy Miracle Whip. Now I have to buy Great Value mayonnaise, not Hellmann's or Duke's or whatever. I don't like it. I don't like going back to living in a lifestyle that I grew up in. We worked so hard. So now, it's like if I want to get a video camera to do my videos on here that I can actually, utilize, I can't do that because I can't afford it. It's not something that's a necessity. YouTube and my videos are not a necessity. I'm doing this because it's something fun I like to do now and again, and it's at this moment it's free because I have a phone that we pay for, which I'm slowly figuring that there's a chance that I may not have the phone, but I do have a phone because we still have a computer, and we have to have a computer because this world, everything's got an app, and that's another reason why I have to have a phone. Everything's got an app. Everything wants you to do it on the computer. They're making you rely on technology. And that's a whole nother conversation. The technology of this world, like AI and all that. But I've been on here for 50 minutes. That's a long time. If I could do a live, it'd be all right, I suppose. You know, it's really funny. People won't watch a video like this. They won't watch a video like this for an hour, but they'll sit and watch somebody live for an hour. And what's really funny is, like, you can't like post a comment or question while I'm talking on here because I'm not live, but you can comment. I will answer your comments. But here's what's funny. I'll answer your comments. Anybody that comments on my stuff, I will read it. You'll get a heart, and that lets you know that I read it. But I can comment back, and I do normally. Most times I do, unless it's something that's like a heart. I just read it. I mean, what? Okay. Emojis are fine. I'm a Gen Xer, so the emojis are not my thing. I mean, I'll use them to emphasize what I said, like, oh, I really think it's so cute, and I'll put like a heart, smiley face with the hearts around them. That goes along with what I said. I don't just put the smiley face with hearts and that's what you get. That's so, to me, tacky. Not completely tacky. I understand what the heart means, that you love it, whatever, you like it. I get it. I get the concept. I'm just Gen X. I don't fly with that, I guess. It's not my thing. Like, I don't do for precious. I say that's precious. And I'm really trying hard to get away with that. What? That whiny shit. I don't like that either. But anyway. So, I don't like some of the new stuff, I guess. I just don't get it. It was so much simpler, Gen X. It was so much simpler. It was like, you said what you said, you meant what you meant. I said what I said. I mean what I said. F around and find out. You know that? That's me. That's my life. For real. In the real world. I guess, I mean, I've talked to some people like, wow, you're the same person in real life as you are on the channel. Yes and no. Yes, I am. My mouth, on the other hand, not so much. I'm very, very muzzled on here. Very muzzled. Very muzzled. Christian with an attitude. Yeah. I mean, I'm not vulgar. I mean, I guess I can be, I guess. I don't know. I've been told I'm not Christian enough by a Christian. That's funny. That made me laugh. But anyway, I digress. But yeah, but what's funny is, like, on a live, if there's people, what I was getting at, on a live, you got people commenting. I may not even see it. I mean, I've been in lives before, and I've posted a comment. I've posted a question in the chat that I wanted an answer to, and the person never sees it because there's all these people just because people go off the rails on chat with a live. Like, you'll see somebody post 15 times the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again because they're wanting that person to respond to what they're asking, and they never get answered. And I was like, that drives me crazy because it's like, you doing that is making it harder for everybody else too to say something, you know? So it's like ridiculous. And then they'll put all caps or they'll do this, you know? And me, I'm like, I'm just going to sit here and do this for 53 minutes and 48 seconds. And, and you can comment and I will respond to you quicker than if we were in a live. In a live, I'm not going to see it. And if I have to go back, because I won't go back and watch, like, I don't watch my videos. I watch them before I post them, or if I know that I've said something, I keep in the notation in the back of my head that I said something that could be weird, and then I'll decide whether I want to even put the video up. This one's going to go up, it's fine. It's long as hell, but it's fine. But yeah, it's really funny, like, I'm on here for an hour, or 55 minutes here pretty soon, 54:30. But, and it won't get watched all the way to the end. But if I'm live, they're here, and they're, oh, I've seen it. I've watched it happen. It's like, I don't know. Me, I don't care how long your video is. If I watch you and you're a channel that I watch, I'll put your video and I'll let you play like I'm watching a movie or anything. I'll just let you go on. Like Jackie, she does hauls and stuff, and I'll link her in my bio, or in my description box. I'll link her channel, but she does Temu hauls and other stuff. And she's a wonderful, wonderful person. I love her to pieces. I've known her for quite a while. She's got 2 channels. I'll post both of them. She does a gaming one where she plays Minecraft and stuff, and I think some other game. But she plays video games on one, and then the other one she does Temu hauls and other hauls, shopping stuff that she shops for, clothes and stuff like that. But she does those. I was going to do Temu haul things, and I'm like, you know what? There's so many. If you type in Temu hauls, there are so many channels that do it. It's like, nah, that's okay. Because now we're at the point where everybody's opening the same crap. And what's really funny is there's a lot of stuff on Temu. Like, way more than you think. Like furniture and everything. It's great. Food, furniture, all kinds of crazy. Just, it's like you're going into a mall, okay? And with sporting goods and everything. So just check it out, I guess, if you want to. I mean, and what's funny is everybody has this big issue with Temu, and I don't understand it. I really don't. I haven't had any issues with Temu at all. Their return policy's kind of but just don't return it. This stuff's dirt cheap as it is. But, unless, whatever. But you can get replacements. So if you get something that's broken, you can have them replace it. You have to send back the other one. The return policy is ishy. But that's just me. Whatever. You can get money back, like you can do price check thing. You can do a price check thing. It's called price adjustment. You can do that and you click on it, and if there's something after for so long, you can click on price adjustment, and if anything's cheaper than when you bought it at that moment, you get that money back. You get the difference back on either credit, on a credit to the account, and if you have your credit card on file with them, or whatever payment process you have on there on file with them, then they'll just return it back to the original purchasing way. So if you used a credit card, they'll just return it back to your credit card. That 50 cents, a penny. I've gotten pennies, dollars. I've gotten $8 and something back from one item. I've gotten pennies back, that kind of stuff. But you can do that for, I think, 30 days of your orders or something. I don't know. And there's a certain time frame you can do it in. You can do it in while you're waiting on it. As soon as it ships, though. Once it ships, then you can. Yeah, I think that's how that works. Anyway, but you can get it's a price comparison thing. Price adjustment. No. So anyway, and then, and their stuff's decent, man. Their stuff is decent. Like, it's decent. This is from Temu, and it has a little lid thing, steepy lid. They have clothes and everything. I've got clothes from them. I don't have any on today. I had a skirt on last night that I got from Temu. But their shipping is decent. I mean, they send everything in a bag. Now, if it can't be put in a bag, you will get a box. I have gotten boxes from them. The bag thing is frustrating because everything gets smashed most times. But, sometimes the packaging for the thing is okay. But what's funny is everybody's complaining about Temu. It's made in China. Yeah, it's made in China. And China's not our friend. But, not all of China. The people of China, not all the people of China are their government. You know what I mean? I mean, look at our United States of America. Not everybody is our leader, or, not everybody is that. Just because that's who run the leader of our free nation, that doesn't mean that everybody is on that person's side. You know what I'm saying? So not every country you go to, their leaders, like you go to England, not everybody is, okay with who's in charge. So anyway, but what's funny is if you go on Temu and you find a certain shirt or a certain item that they're selling, and you go look it up on Amazon, it's the same thing. They just jack the price up on Amazon. You can get it for like 15 bucks on Temu, or you can get it for 50 some on Amazon. No lie. Same with other places. Like, people are, this company is where people buy all these clothes and all these things, and then they sell them on their sites like Amazon, Walmart, any place that lets you have your own platform. Etsy, all of them places. There's people that buy up bulk of that and then sell it retail at home on their own site. Some of the stuff has like fancy tags on it. Sometimes, not all the time. In fact, now it's just, so you might buy something for $1 and then sell it for $5. It just depends on what you're buying. But Walmart, you can go to walmart.com and find it in a Walmart, the exact same item. I'm over an hour, see? And if I was live, everybody'd be cool with it. But nobody's going to watch this for an hour. Nobody's going to watch this for an hour. So, but I'm going to link Jackie's stuff in my description box. But if you followed me for the hour and 2 minutes that I've been sitting here, I'm at 1:01:30 at this time. So if you follow me this far, I want to say thank you so much for doing so. You have no idea how much I appreciate that. Because that means you just hung out with me for an hour. And we just kind of hung out and for an hour. And it would be neat to be able to talk back and forth to somebody, but you go ahead and leave me a comment and we can chat. We can chat. It's fun. I know I have a friend that was like, you should do a members thing, have people member, and then you could do, members only thing. And I'm like, where, you visit with your members. I don't know. Because I'm not going to lie, I'm not a member with anybody. Like, I don't subscribe that way. I don't join a channel. I don't. I can't afford it. It's a monthly fee. And I can't afford a camera. An actual decent video camera to make really cool videos. I don't have that. Why in the world, Why would I do that other thing? And, but yeah, I'm not doing that. And she's like, well, if you do that, then it would save you money up for, to be able to get them. And I'm like, I don't know if I have anybody in my thing that would pay to watch me on anything. And I don't have anything special to add. And she's like, well, you could make videos especially for your members where you're just talking to them personally. And whatever. And I'm like, I don't know. It's really hard. I don't know what to do. So I'm going to get off here and go get me another cup of coffee and make me some breakfast, because it is now 8:42. And I got, oh man, how did that change? It is not 8:42. Is it? How did my background change? What is going on with my situation? I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to get off here, guys. You guys take care. God bless. And for those of you, like I said, that's followed me all the way to the end of this, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate the people that don't watch my whole video, too. But if you are, thank you for all my subscribers and my new ones. And if you're watching me for the first time and you've literally made it this far and you've never watched me before, God bless you. You're amazing. So go ahead and give me a thumbs up and subscribe and ring the notification bell so you'll know when I put more up in here. And all the stuff to beg for people's attention. I guess. I don't know. You guys take care. God bless. I'm out of here. I'm going to go do something with my day. Probably finish this blanket I've been working on. I got to get that done. I'm almost finished. It said take 7 skeins of yarn. And I ain't got anywhere near no 7 skeins of yarn. So I don't know what I did wrong. I'm following the recipe, the pattern. So I don't know. But I'm going to get off here, guys. Take care. God bless. Be kind to one another. And enjoy your day. And may it be a blessed day for you. And yeah. Talk to you guys later.